Today's update goes straight to the point. Australia's pension system is preparing for major calendar and payment adjustments in 2026, and thousands of older Australians could see three separate payments in certain months instead of two or one. This development has created both relief and confusion among age pension, disability support pension, and carer payment recipients who depend on Centrelink deposits as their main income. Let's go step by step through everything confirmed and everything projected, so that every senior knows when and why these triple payments may occur, how they align with the new financial year system, and what other benefit changes are on the way. From January 2026, Services Australia will maintain its fortnightly payment schedule, but because of the way weeks fall on the calendar, some months will include 3 full fortnights. This is not a policy trick. It's simply the result of the 52-week calendar dividing unevenly across 12 months. However, the effect is powerful. When 3 fortnights fit inside 1 month, pensioners effectively receive an extra deposit before the next billing cycle resets. These so-called 3-pay months can feel like a mini bonus, especially when bills, rent, or utility costs are increasing at the same time as holiday or seasonal spending. In 2026, the Department of Social Services has confirmed that the financial year begins with a recalibration period that may shift some payment processing days by 1 or 2 days to match banking holidays. This means that pensioners who normally receive payments every second Thursday or Tuesday may see their deposits arrive earlier in weeks overlapping public holidays, such as Australia Day in late January or Easter in early April. During those periods, Centrelink schedules payments in advance, creating small shifts that can result in 3 direct deposits falling inside a single calendar month. For many seniors, this pattern has already occurred occasionally in past years, but the 2026 calendar produces several of these overlaps because of leap year alignment and weekday rotation. March, July, and November 2026 are projected to be the 3 payment months for most pension streams. While the total yearly pension amount does not change, the cash flow timing gives seniors more flexibility to manage expenses during high-cost periods. For instance, a pensioner might receive deposits on March 1st, March 15th, and March 29th, 3 separate fortnights, and then experience a longer gap before the mid-April payment as the system resets. Many Australians on fixed incomes plan their budgets week by week. That's why understanding these timing shifts is critical. Even if no extra money is added overall, knowing when those 3 payment months arrive helps seniors prepare for utility bills, medical costs, or even modest personal spending. It's also worth noting that for those receiving the pension supplement, energy supplement, or rent assistance, all of these are embedded within the same payment cycle. So any month with 3 fortnights means 3 full sets of those add-ons as well. As inflation and living costs continue to pressure households, this natural timing advantage is welcome. Experts from various financial advisory groups say that even minor timing differences can help pensioners stretch their budget. For example, someone receiving a combined age pension and rent assistance of around $1,110 per fortnight could see a temporary total of $3,330 during a 3-pay month, giving room to pay yearly bills in advance or to set aside savings. Moving deeper into 2026, there are additional factors influencing how often and how much money older Australians receive. The indexation update scheduled for March and September 2026 will increase payments to reflect inflation and wage movements. Historically, the March update responds to the previous half-year's consumer price index and mail total average weekly earnings data. The last adjustment pushed the single full-age pension to about $1,116.30 per fortnight and the couple combined rate to around $1,682.80, and projections show that these figures could rise again by roughly 2.5 to 3% in early 2026 if inflation stabilizes near Reserve Bank forecasts. If those increases occur as expected, then every fortnightly payment will grow by roughly $28 to $35 for singles and about $45 to $50 for couples combined. When you multiply that across 3 payments in a month, it creates a noticeable improvement in immediate cash availability. For pensioners managing health or aged care costs, even modest increases can have a large psychological benefit. They mean fewer worries about running short between deposits. Let's now move forward to the second part, where we explore the deeper financial adjustments, expected indexation rates, and how pension reforms will connect to the new fiscal cycle across 2026 and beyond. As we move deeper into the 2026 update, it becomes even more important to understand how these triple payment months fit into the bigger picture of Australia's pension and social welfare system. Many seniors have lived through years of rising costs. Groceries, fuel, rent, and power bills seem to keep climbing. So even a small change in payment rhythm can make a real difference in how people manage their day-to-day budgets. For thousands of older Australians, That extra deposit within 1 month can feel like a short breath of relief in an otherwise tight schedule of bills. When we look at the age pension structure, everything revolves around two fundamental tests, the income test and the assets test. These determine how much pension you can receive. In 2026, both of these will be adjusted slightly upward to reflect inflation and changes in national earnings. The government has already stated that it wants to ensure pensioners are not unfairly penalized for small savings increases or small part-time incomes. This means many seniors who previously lost part of their benefit may regain full or partial payments in 2026, especially those with modest superannuation balances or small rental incomes. In the coming year, indexation updates will again play a central role. Australia's pension payments are reviewed every March and September to ensure that the value of benefits keeps pace with both the cost of living and national wage growth. This system is unique because it guarantees that the payment level is never based on a fixed dollar amount. It grows as the economy grows. So while the extra third payment in certain months doesn't mean more annual money, the rate you receive during those payments may be higher because of the indexation adjustment. For example, if the September 2025 increase raised the base rate to around $1,116 per fortnight, then by March 2026, that amount could climb closer to $1,144, depending on inflation trends. Couples combined might see their fortnightly total rise toward $1,720 or more. So in those months that bring 3 fortnights instead of 2, that total cash flow will look stronger than ever before. Another important change that connects to this is the Automated Banking Schedule Modernisation project at Services Australia. For years, pensioners often worried about weekend payments or public holiday delays. Starting from 2026, a new national electronic clearing system will ensure early deposit release when a normal payday falls on a bank holiday or weekend. This eliminates the lag that sometimes left people waiting through long weekends without funds. Now, every pensioner will know that if their payday collides with a closure, the money will arrive 1 day earlier automatically. The government is also working to simplify communication through the MyGov platform. Many older Australians have said they find it confusing to log in and check payment dates, so new updates in 2026 will provide a simple dashboard calendar that shows every upcoming payment for the entire year. This feature will also highlight months with 3 payments so people can plan accordingly. The aim is not just to modernize, but to reduce anxiety and improve transparency about when and how money arrives. Financial counselors are already recommending that pensioners treat these triple payment months as opportunities for stability. Some suggest using one of those 3 deposits to pay down annual bills, things like car registration, insurance, or property rates, rather than treating it as spare spending money. Because these extra payments are purely calendar-based, there will be longer gaps in the following months. Planning ahead prevents those gaps from feeling like a sudden drop in income. The best approach is to imagine that one of the 3 payments belongs to next month's expenses. That way, no one falls short later in the cycle. Another ongoing issue is the rising cost of essential services such as electricity and groceries, especially in rural and regional areas. The federal government's cost of living relief packages, including energy rebates and rent assistance increases, will continue into 2026. Some of these supports are scheduled to be paid in the same months that produce triple Centrelink deposits, meaning that seniors could see multiple payments hit their accounts within the same 2-week period. This will make certain months, such as March, July, and November, feel more financially comfortable than others. Speaking of rent assistance, the Commonwealth Rent Assistance Program is set to receive another adjustment in 2026 following record increases in 2023 and 2024. With rents continuing to rise across the country, the government will increase the maximum payment rate by an additional percentage linked to the Consumer Price Index. This will help pensioners and low-income renters, many of whom spend more than 30% of their income on housing, to keep up with ongoing rent hikes. The adjustment will appear automatically in their pension deposit, meaning they do not need to apply or submit new paperwork. As these payment structures evolve, the government also aims to tackle another big challenge, the digital divide among seniors. Many pensioners, especially in rural areas, still rely on physical mail for updates or prefer phone calls over online portals. Services Australia is responding by reintroducing optional paper statements and printed payment schedules starting mid-2026. These printed calendars will list every payment date for the full year, mark holidays, and highlight potential 3 payment months so seniors can track their income without needing to log in online. In addition to these administrative improvements, the indexation formula itself may undergo a small technical review. The goal is to ensure that pension increases continue to reflect the higher of 2 measures, inflation, or wage growth, so that pensioners maintain purchasing power even when wages outpace prices. The Department of Social Services has confirmed that no pensioner will receive less because of these reviews. The only outcome will be adjustments that better reflect economic conditions. These updates show that 2026 is not a year of cuts or restrictions. It's a year focused on fine-tuning and predictability. The term 3 payments per month may sound surprising, but in reality, it is simply the outcome of how the weeks line up. Still, for seniors, this can make a world of difference. Imagine receiving 3 deposits in March, paying a few bills in advance, and entering April without stress about upcoming expenses. It's this kind of timing advantage that can transform how retirees manage fixed incomes. The broader Australian pension landscape is also changing in other ways. The government is currently studying how to merge certain assistance streams, like carer payment, disability support pension, and age pension, into a more flexible system in the future. Although no structural merger will happen in 2026, pilot programs are being designed to streamline eligibility checks and reduce paperwork. For example, someone transitioning from disability support to age pension at 66 and 6 months will experience a smoother handover with no payment gap. This initiative ensures that those turning 67 in 2026 won't face delays or lost payments during the transition. Historically, moving from one benefit to another could cause confusion, but Services Australia has built an automated switchover system that keeps income continuous. That means seniors retiring mid-year can count on uninterrupted support as they shift into the age pension system. Beyond these structural changes, superannuation adjustments also influence pension outcomes. The super guarantee rate, which continues to rise incrementally, will reach 12% by 2026. This means more Australians entering retirement with slightly larger balances, which affects how the assets test applies. For those just above the pension cutoff, higher super balances could temporarily reduce their pension payment, but these retirees still benefit from larger overall retirement income. Meanwhile, those who rely almost entirely on the pension will see stable or slightly higher fortnightly amounts due to indexation and the periodic supplement increases. Looking at the bigger picture, all these updates point toward a government priority: to keep older Australians financially stable as cost of living pressures continue. Each step, whether it's triple pay months, higher supplement rates, or earlier deposits, contributes to a system designed to offer predictability and fairness. And while the idea of 3 payments in 1 month doesn't increase the total yearly amount, it's an important budgeting tool. Pensioners who understand this pattern can stretch their funds further, plan medical or dental appointments, and even schedule small trips or family visits during those better months. The government encourages using these timing differences wisely, as managing expenses early can reduce financial stress later in the year. One more positive aspect to highlight is the energy supplement continuity. This small, steady payment may seem insignificant at around $14.10 per fortnight for singles, but over time it adds up, especially when received 3 times in a month. These small consistent supports ensure pensioners can handle small bill increases without having to sacrifice basic comforts. The pension supplement also plays a role in maintaining dignity for seniors, covering small but essential needs, whether it's a bus pass, phone bill, or fresh groceries. Because these are built into every fortnight, triple payment months naturally include 3 supplements, which multiply their short-term effect. Over a year, that extra predictability helps seniors maintain confidence in their financial independence. By the middle of 2026, more improvements are expected in Centrelink communication. Automated voice reminders and text alerts will remind pensioners of upcoming payments and indexation changes. These reminders will also warn about longer gaps after triple pay months, helping people to plan more carefully. The emphasis is not just on digital efficiency, but on human understanding, ensuring that seniors feel informed, respected, and secure. Finally, as the year closes, pensioners will look ahead to the September 2026 indexation round, the second major adjustment of the year. That update will again boost pension rates to match inflation trends, setting the stage for a more comfortable 2027. So, while the term 3 payments every month may sound dramatic, the truth is simpler and much more helpful. It means that in 2026, because of how the weeks align, some months will deliver 3 full deposits, a small but welcome boost in cash flow. Combined with indexation, rent assistance increases, energy rebates, and improved delivery systems, the Australian pension framework in 2026 stands stronger than ever. Every senior deserves to live with peace of mind, knowing that their income will arrive on time, their entitlements will keep pace with prices, and their government is maintaining stability even as global conditions shift. These changes, the smoother systems, the better timing, and the continued supplements, all point toward one goal: financial dignity for every older Australian. As we conclude this full update, remember that 2026 is shaping up to be a year of reliable income, gradual increases, and calendar-based advantages that will allow pensioners to plan smarter and live easier. Triple payment months are not a mystery or a glitch. They are simply a chance for you to breathe a little easier, pay ahead, and feel more in control of your financial life. Stay informed, stay confident, and always use these updates to plan for comfort and security. The Australian government's focus on predictable payments and fair adjustments continues to show that every senior matters, every payment counts, and every schedule change can make life just a bit smoother for those who built this country.